People on the Lagos highway that night could never forget what they saw. A billionaire's black SUV was burning, smoke rising like a dark cloud, and a poor mechanic ran straight into the fire without thinking of his own life. People shouted for him to stop, but he kept going. In that moment, nobody knew this brave man would soon face danger, betrayal, and a reward that would shake the whole city. The fire was too close. Chidi felt the heat on his face as he jumped over the broken guardrail. The loud crash had echoed across the highway like thunder. Cars had stopped. People screamed. Smoke filled the air. It smelled like burning rubber and hot metal. But Chidi did not stop. He ran straight toward the SUV lying on its side. "Hey, come back!" A man shouted behind him. "You go die there!" Another yelled. Chidi did not listen. His heart beat fast. His old work boots slipped on the road as he got closer. He heard a weak voice inside the SUV. If this story touched your heart, hit like and subscribe now. Help, please. Chidi bent down quickly. A tall man in a suit was trapped inside. Blood ran down the man's forehead. The door was jammed. Flames danced around the car like angry spirits. "Sir, hold on," Chidi shouted. He pulled the door hard. It didn't move. He kicked it. It still didn't move. The SUV made a cracking sound. Fire grew under the engine. Chidi panicked but pushed harder. Sweat mixed with smoke on his face. Then he used the only tool he had, his heavy metal spanner from his bag. He hit the door again and again. His hands hurt. His eyes burned. The world felt hot and loud. The door finally bent open. He reached inside. "Sir, give me your hand," the man groaned. "I can't. My leg." Chidi pulled harder. "Just trust me." The man slowly moved. Chidi dragged him out just as a small explosion burst behind them. People screamed. Sparks flew. Chidi covered the man's head and rolled them to safety. When they stopped, the man gasped for air. You saved my life," he whispered. Chidi nodded. "Just relax, sir." Sirens echoed in the distance. Blue lights flashed. A crowd formed. Some filmed with their phones. Chidi wiped his face, coughing from the smoke. A woman walked close. "Young man, you get liver-o. You be hero." But Chidi shook his head. "I only did what I could. Inside. He was scared. His heart still raced. His hands shook. But he stayed beside the injured man until the ambulance arrived. The paramedics lifted the man onto a stretcher. One of them turned to Chidi. "You probably saved this man's life. He would have burned inside." "No." Chidi felt his legs go weak. He sat on the road. "Do you know who he is?" A stranger whispered. Chidi looked up. "No. Who?" "That is Chief Adeyemi. Billionaire. Owner of Adeyemi Group." Chidi froze. His mouth became dry. He looked again at the tall man being carried away. A billionaire? Someone powerful? Someone Chidi could never stand close to in normal life? He watched the ambulance drive off with sirens cutting through the night. Traffic moved again. People returned to their cars. Soon the highway became normal. The smoke cleared. But Chidi felt far from normal. His mind raced. His chest felt heavy. He stood up slowly, picked his small tool bag, and walked toward the bus stop. He was still shaking. At the dark bus stop, he sat down on a wooden bench. The night felt cold now. He breathed slowly. He felt pain in his hands, skin peeling from the heat, knuckles swollen from hitting metal. He opened his phone. 5 missed calls from his younger sister, Amara. His heart tightened. He called her back. She answered fast. "Chidi, where you day? Doctor say mama condition done change. We need money for medicine now." Now? Chidi closed his eyes. His mother had been sick for months. Hospital bills kept piling. He worked long hours in a small mechanic shop to pay them, but money was never enough. "Ida come," Chidi said softly. I go find the money. Amara's voice cracked. Please come quick. He ended the call and bowed his head. His eyes stung not from smoke this time, but from fear. His mother's face came to his mind. Her tired smile, her weak voice, her hope. Chidi felt helpless. He checked his wallet, only crumpled notes, less than what the hospital needed tonight. He sighed. God, help me, he whispered. The bus came late. He climbed in. The air inside smelled of sweat and dust. People pushed around him. Lagos night traffic was loud and messy. Horns blasted. Streetlights flickered. The bus rattled as it moved. Chidi looked outside the window. He saw tall buildings glowing in the distance. Big cars passing. Restaurants full of people who didn't worry about bills. He wondered how life could be so different for people living in the same city. He touched his sore hands again. Saving a billionaire would not change his poverty. He knew that. When he reached the hospital, he rushed inside. The hall smelled of disinfectant. Nurses walked fast. Machines beeped. The lights were bright and cold. Amara stood at the door of their mother's ward. Her eyes were red. Chidi, doctors say we need to pay now before they give the next medicine. Chidi nodded. He looked through the window at their mother lying weak on the bed, tubes in her hand, oxygen by her side. He felt guilt wash over him. Amara whispered, "Did you get any money today?" Chidi shook his head slowly. "No. Work was slow." Amara wiped her tears. Chidi had no answer. His throat closed. His pockets were empty. His heart was heavy. He walked inside the room and sat beside his mother. He took her cold hand. She opened her eyes weakly and smiled. "My son," she whispered. "You look tired." Chidi forced a smile. "I'm fine, Mama." "You work too hard," she said softly. He blinked fast to stop his tears. "I will find a way, I promise." His mother nodded slowly. "I trust you." Borg. He felt her hand loosen as she fell asleep again. Chidi stood up and stepped outside the room. He leaned against the wall. He felt like the world was closing in on him. Amara came beside him. "Chidi, what happened to your hands?" He looked down. The skin was dark and scraped. "I helped someone tonight," he said quietly. "I no get time to think." Amara frowned. "You always help everybody. But who go help you?" Chidi sighed deeply. "I don't know." Before he could say more, his old phone vibrated. Unknown number. He almost ignored it, but something told him to answer. He pressed the green button. "Hello?" A calm male voice spoke. "Good evening. Is this Mr. Chidi?" Yes. Who is this?" "This is from Adeyemi Group. Our chairman, Chief Adeyemi, wants to see you first thing tomorrow morning." Chidi froze. His breath caught. He could not speak. The voice continued. "He said you saved his life. He wants to thank you in person." Chidi swallowed hard. "Tomorrow morning?" "Yes. 9 a.m. At the Adeyemi Group. Head office. Victoria Island." The call ended. Chidi stood still. Amara stepped closer. "What happened?" "Ace stayed." Chidi looked at her, eyes wide with disbelief. "Amara, the man I saved. He is a billionaire, and he wants to see me. Thanks for watching." Amara covered her mouth, shocked. "Chidi, are you serious?" Chidi nodded. Hope flashed in his eyes for the first time in months, but fear also crept in. Why would a billionaire call him? What did he want? Would this help their mother? Or bring more problems? Chidi looked down at his burned hands. Tomorrow would change everything, but he had no idea how. Chidi did not sleep that night. He sat on the small plastic chair outside his mother's hospital room. The hard seat made his back hurt, but he didn't feel the pain. His mind was too full. The call kept replaying in his head. A billionaire wants to see me. Me? A poor mechanic? Why? Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the fire again. The smoke. The broken SUV. The man's bleeding face. his own hands hitting the door with everything he had. It felt like a dream, but his burned knuckles proved it was real. By morning, his clothes smelled like smoke and hospital air. He washed his face in the small sink near the ward, using the rough brown soap the hospital kept. The water was cold. It woke him up. Share your own story of unexpected blessings in the comments below. Amara walked to him with tired eyes. You're going now? Chidi nodded. Office open by 9. I don't want to reach late. Chidi. I don't want to reach late. She looked worried. Chidi, rich people. They no be like us. You sure this thing's safe? I saved his life, Chidi said. I don't think he wants to harm me. Amara held his arm gently. Just be careful. Chidi smiled weakly. I will. He checked on his mother again. She was sleeping, breathing slowly under the white sheet. He touched her forehead. I go. Come back soon, he whispered. Then he left the hospital. Outside, the morning sun was rising over Lagos. The sky was orange. Cars honked. Street sellers shouted. Buses rushed past. The city felt alive in a loud, messy way. Chidi walked to the bus stop. His shirt was old but clean. He combed his hair with his fingers. He wished he had better clothes, something neat for a rich man's office. But this was all he had. When the bus arrived, he squeezed in with other passengers. The air smelled of sweat and fried food. People argued loudly. Someone played loud music at the back. Chidi held onto the metal bar as the bus shook through traffic. His heart beat fast the whole ride. By the time he reached Victoria Island, he felt small. The tall glass buildings towered above him. Expensive cars lined the roads. Security guards stood at every gate with clean uniforms and shiny shoes. Chidi looked down at his worn boots and sighed. He walked toward the huge silver building with ADEIME Group written in large letters. The entrance had marble floors that reflected the bright morning light. Workers in suits walked in and out, holding laptops and coffee cups. Chidi swallowed hard. He felt like everyone stared at him. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. But he felt out of place. Like a stranger in a world he didn't belong to. He stepped inside the building. Cold air from the AC hit his skin. Well, the floor was shiny and smooth. The smell of perfume and polished wood filled the air. A woman at the reception desk looked at him. Her makeup was perfect. Yes? Can I help you? We? Chidi cleared his throat. My name is Chidi. Chief Adeyemi asked me to come. Her eyes widened slightly. She typed something on her computer. Oh, you're the young man who helped him last night. Please wait a moment. She stood up and called security to escort him. Not because he was trouble, but because visitors needed a guide to the top floor. The security guard, a tall man named Tunde, gave Chidi a friendly smile. You be strong, man-o, Tunde said. Dem say you enter fire last night. Chidi laughed lightly. I no think. I just move. You get heart, Tunde nodded. This office no go, forget you quick. They entered a glass elevator. Chidi had never seen one like this. It rose smoothly, showing the city through the transparent walls. Cars below looked like toys. Buildings stretched far into the horizon. Chidi felt his stomach twist. This place too big, he whispered. Tunde smiled. Big man, big office. The elevator doors opened on the top floor. The hallway was silent, with soft lights and thick carpet. The walls had large paintings of forests and sunsets beautiful. Expensive art Chidi had only seen in magazines. Tunde knocked on a large wooden door. A soft voice said, Come in. They stepped inside. The office was huge. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed the whole city. There was a desk made of dark wood. A shelf full of awards and business books. A long couch. A coffee table with shining glass. The smell of rich cologne and fresh air floated through the room. Chief Adeyemi sat on a chair near the window. His left leg was wrapped in bandages. His head had a small dressing where he was injured. But he looked calm. strong, and elegant in his simple white kaftan. "Sir," Tunde said. "This is Chidi." Chief Adeyemi turned his head slowly and smiled. "Young man, please, come closer." "Rapin." Chidi stepped forward nervously. "Leave us," the chief said. Tunde bowed and left the room. Now it was just the two of them. Chief Adeyemi looked at Chidi for a long moment. His eyes were warm but serious. "Sit." Chidi sat on the edge of the leather chair. "You saved my life," the chief began. His voice was deep but gentle. "I saw death coming close last night. The fire, the crash, everything happened so fast. But you did not run. You risked your life for a stranger. Why?" Chidi swallowed hard. "Sir, I heard someone calling for help. I couldn't leave you." The chief nodded slowly. "Many people would have left, but you did not." He reached beside him and picked up a file. "What is your name again?" "Chidi Okafor." "Where do you work?" "A small mechanic shop in Mushin, sir." The chief raised a brow. "Your hands. They are burned." "Yes, sir." "Do they hurt?" Chidi smiled faintly. "A little, sir." The chief breathed deeply. "Your courage is rare, and courage should never go unrewarded." Note. Chidi felt his chest tighten. This was the moment he feared and hoped for. "Tell me about your family," the chief said. Chidi hesitated. "My father died when I was young. I take care of my mother and my younger sister." "God's after. And your mother is ill?" Chidi froze. "Sir, how did you know?" The chief gave a small smile. "My staff went to the hospital this morning. They asked about the man who saved me. They found your mother. They saw your bills." Chidi's heart pounded. "Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't mean..." The chief raised a hand kindly. "No. You owe me no apology." He opened the file. Inside were papers with hospital stamps. "Chidi," he said softly, "I have paid all your mother's medical bills." Chidi felt the world go silent. He blinked, not believing what he heard. "Sir, what?" He leaned forward. You paid everything?" "Yes," the chief replied. "Not only the overdue bills. I paid for her full treatment plan. Months ahead." Chidi's eyes filled with tears. He covered his mouth. His body shook. "Thank you, sir," he whispered. I don't know how to." "Thank you." Chief Adeyemi smiled gently. "You already did. You saved my life." Tears rolled down Chidi's face. He quickly wiped them, but more came. He felt like the weight of the world lifted off his shoulders. The chief continued, "I want you to come back tomorrow. I have something important to discuss with you." Chidi looked up nervously. "Me, sir? Why me? You are honest. You are brave. And I need men like that near me." Chidi swallowed. "Sir, I am just a mechanic." The chief leaned forward. "Chidi, greatness does not start with money. It starts with character." Chidi felt a chill run through him. "You will come tomorrow," the chief repeated. 9 a.m. "Yes, sir," Chidi said quickly. "I will be here." The chief nodded. "Good. Tunde will show you out." Tunde will show you out. RT. As Chidi stood up, the chief said one last thing. "Oh, and Chidi turned. "Sir, prepare yourself. Your life is about to change." Chidi didn't know what that meant, but his heart beat fast. He left the office. Tunde smiled at him. "So? How? Go." Chidi took a deep breath. "My brother. I even know how to talk. I think God touched my life today." Tunde laughed. "Better things day come." Chidi entered the elevator again. The city looked brighter now. Even the air felt lighter. When he reached the ground floor, he stepped outside into the sunlight. He looked up at the tall building. The wind brushed his face. He whispered, "Mama." God don't answer our prayer. Fordman. But as he walked away, unaware, a man in a sharp suit near the entrance watched him with cold eyes. The man's jaw tightened. His hands folded behind his back. He muttered, "So, this is the one already getting the chief's attention." The man turned away with a stiff posture, anger rising in his chest. The enemy had just seen him. Chidi woke up early the next morning. The sky was still dark. The hospital hallway was cold and quiet. He had slept only 1 hour, but he did not feel sleepy. His mind was too full. His heart beat fast every time he remembered the chief's words. "Come tomorrow. Your life is about to change." Chidi washed his face in the small sink. The water was cold. His hands still hurt from the fire, but he ignored the pain. He wore his cleanest shirt. It was old, but neat. He brushed his hair with his fingers. Amara came to him. Her eyes looked tired. "Are you going now?" "Yes," Chidi said softly. "I must reach early." "Chidi, be careful," she whispered. "Rich people are not like us." He smiled a little. "I know. But God is with me." She hugged him tightly. "Make us proud." Chidi checked on his mother one more time. She was sleeping. Her breathing was slow but better than before. The room smelled like medicine. Machines beeped softly. Chidi touched her hand gently. "I will come back soon, Mama," he whispered. "Your treatment has started. Everything will be fine." Then he stepped out of the hospital and walked toward the bus stop. Lagos was waking up. The morning sky turned orange. People rushed to work. Street sellers shouted. Motorcycles honked loudly. The smell of fried akara filled the air. Chidi walked fast. He could not believe he was going to meet a billionaire again. The bus arrived and Chidi squeezed inside. The seats were full. The air smelled of sweat and dust. Music played loudly from someone's phone. Chidi held the metal bar and looked out of the window. Tall buildings appeared as the bus moved toward Victoria Island. The sun shone on the glass towers. Everything looked bright and powerful. Chidi felt small again, but he kept breathing slowly. When he reached the Adeyemi Group building, he stopped and looked up. The building looked even bigger today. Silver glass, clean walls, security guards with neat uniforms, expensive cars parked outside. Chidi touched his shirt and wished it looked better. But he entered the building anyway. Inside, the air was cold from the AC. The floor was shiny like water. Workers in suits walked fast. The smell of perfume floated in the air. The receptionist smiled at him. "Good morning, Mr. Chidi." Chidi almost turned around. "Good morning," he said shyly. Tunde, the security guard, walked toward him. "Ah, Oga Chidi Dawn come." Chidi laughed a little. "I'm not Oga, please." "You go soon be Oga," Tunde joked. They entered the elevator. It moved up smoothly, showing the whole city through the glass walls. Chidi held the rail. His heart thumped. The elevator stopped at the top floor. The hallway was quiet. The lights were soft. The carpet felt thick under Chidi's boots. Tunde knocked on the big office door. "Come in," a voice said. They entered. The office looked huge and bright. Large windows showed the whole Lagos skyline. A big desk made of dark wood stood near the window. The air smelled of clean cologne and fresh air. Chief Adeyemi sat behind the desk. He wore a white kaftan. His leg was still bandaged, but he looked strong. "Chidi," the chief said warmly. "Welcome." "Good morning, sir," Chidi said, bowing a little. "Sit," the chief said. Chidi sat carefully on a leather chair. His hands shook a little, but he tried to hide it. "You saved my life," the chief said calmly. "I want to know more about you." Chidi swallowed. "I am a mechanic, sir. I fix cars in Mushin. Rate Bud. I can started problem subscribe," the chief nodded. "And your mother?" "She is ill." Chidi blinked. "Sir." "Yes. Our team visited the hospital," the chief said. "They saw your mother." They saw the bills. Ron, Chidi's heart dropped. Sir, I did not ask. The chief raised his hand. Relax. You did not ask. I decided. We won. We won. We won one. We won one. We won. We won one. We won one. He opened a file. I paid all the hospital bills. Full treatment. No debts left. Chidi felt like the floor moved. His eyes filled with tears. He covered his face with his hands. Thank you, sir, he whispered. Thank you so much. The chief smiled kindly. You saved my life. I only did what was right. Chidi wiped his eyes. His whole body felt light. His mother would live. She would get good treatment. His sister would stop crying. The weight he carried for years finally fell off his shoulders. The chief closed the file. But that is not all. Chidi looked up quickly. I want to offer you an opportunity, the chief said. A job. Not a big job yet, but a place to start. A chance to learn and grow. Chidi blinked. Me, sir? Yes, you, the chief said. I need people with honest hearts. Not just people with degrees. Before Chidi could speak, the door opened. A young woman walked inside. She wore a simple office dress. Her hair was tied back. She carried a tablet in her hand. Her smile was warm. Daddy, you called me? She said. Daddy? Chidi's eyes widened. This is my daughter, Chioma, the chief said. Chioma? Meet Chidi. He saved my life. Chioma's eyes softened. You're the brave mechanic. She smiled. I'm happy to meet you. Chidi looked down shyly. Good morning. Don't be shy, she said sweetly. The chief stood up slowly. Come. Both of you. Come. God. They walked to a meeting room. Inside, a tall man in a dark gray suit stood near the table. He had a sharp face, thin lips, and cold eyes. His suit looked very expensive. His arms were crossed. This is Mr. Okonkwo, the chief said. Head of operations. Chidi swallowed. This was the same man who stared at him yesterday with anger. Okonkwo looked at Chidi like he was dirt on the floor. So, this is the mechanic? His voice cut like a knife. Chidi bowed. Good morning, sir. Okonkwo raised one eyebrow. The chief continued. We are planning a big charity event next month. Important guests. Big money. I want Chidi to join the team. Okonkwo's mouth tightened. Sir, this is not good. Then train him, the chief said calmly. Okonkwo froze. His jaw moved slowly. Yes, sir. Everyone of the Konkwo. Everyone for the Notterment. Chioma stepped forward. Chidi can do it. He has a good heart. Okonkwo ignored her. The chief put a hand on Chidi's shoulder. You start today. You will learn. You will grow. And you will make me proud. Chidi startin'. 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 Chidi nodded slowly. Yes, sir. I will try my best. Chioma, the chief said. Show him around. Chioma smiled. Come with me. She walked with Chidi through the office floors. Everything looked modern. Clean. Bright. Workers typed fast on laptops. Printers hummed. Phones rang. People wore neat clothes. It all felt strange to Chidi. He whispered. This place is big. Word? Chioma laughed softly. You will get used to it. Chioma? 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 They reached a big room with desks and computers. This is where the event team works, she said. You will help us here. One not. My own desk? Chidi asked quietly. Yes, she said with a smile. Your own desk. Chidi touched the chair slowly. He had never owned anything like it before. Workers whispered as they passed. That's the man who saved the chief. A mechanic in the top floor? Why is he here? Chidi tried to ignore them. Then Okonkwo entered the room. Follow me, he said sharply. Chidi followed him to a corner. Listen, Okonkwo said coldly. You do not belong here. You don't know office work. You don't understand business. Don't make mistakes. Chidi nodded. I will try my best, sir. Okonkwo pointed at a large pile of files. Sort them. Alphabetical order. Don't touch anything else. Yes, sir, Chidi said. Okonkwo walked away without another word. Chidi took a deep breath and sat. He opened the first file. The words looked difficult, but he read slowly. He used his finger to follow the lines. It took time, but he kept going. Hours passed. His back hurt. His eyes burned. But he did not stop. By afternoon, everything was done neatly. When Okonkwo returned, he looked shocked. You finished? Darg. Yes, sir. Okonkwo checked the files. He frowned. You did it right. Wirgo. Wirganabayo. Chidi nodded politely. Don't get proud, Okonkwo said. This is simple work. Then he leaned close. I will be watching you. One wither. I will be watching you. He walked away angrily. A few minutes later, Chioma entered with a bottle of juice. You okay? She asked. I'm trying, Chidi said. She looked at the neatly arranged files. You did all this? Yes. Her eyes lit up. Wow. You're doing great. Chidi felt warmth in his chest. Thank you. The day ended. Chidi left the building, tired but proud. The sky was golden. Cars rushed past. People walked fast. Life felt new. He whispered, Thank you, God. But he did not see Okonkwo standing at a window upstairs, watching him with cold, angry eyes. This boy will not take my place. Okonkwo muttered. I will make sure he fails. The trouble was just beginning. Chidi reached the office early the next morning. He wanted to show he was serious. He wanted the chief to be proud. He wanted Okonkwo to have no reason to insult him again. The building looked tall and bright in the morning sun. Cars rushed past. The city was loud and busy. Inside the lobby, workers greeted him with small smiles now. Some even nodded at him. People had heard the story. That is the man who saved the chief. It felt strange, but also good. Tunde slapped him on the back gently. Oga Chidi. You don't come again. Chidi laughed shyly. I no be Oga yet. You go soon be, Tunde said with a wink. Chidi took the elevator up. His heart beat fast as always. But today felt a little different. He felt a little more confident. A little more ready. When he reached the project floor, Chioma was already there. She stood beside his desk holding a small breakfast pack. Good morning, Chidi, she said with a bright smile. I brought you food. You didn't eat yesterday. Chidi blinked. For me? Yes, she said. You need energy. He took the food slowly. Thank you, Chioma. She smiled. You're welcome. Way. And. As she left to join her meeting, a few workers stared at them. Some whispered, why is she talking to him like that? Is she close to him? Chidi heard it. But he ignored it. He opened his food and ate quietly. The taste was simple, but warm. It made him feel cared for. A few minutes later, Okonkwo entered the room. His face looked tight as usual. His eyes froze when he saw Chidi and noticed the food pack. So, now you're getting breakfast here? Okonkwo said. His voice was sharp. Chidi stood up. Good morning, sir. Okonkwo did not answer. He stepped closer. Listen, do not let attention confuse you. You are still just a mechanic. Janding knew. He creating then making about rain. Chidi nodded. Yes, sir. We have see. Good. Now come with me, Okonkwo said. Chidi followed him to a small meeting room. 3 other workers sat there already. They had laptops and files in front of them. "This," Okonkwo said, pointing to a large board, "is the plan for the charity event. Think. This were Okonkwo. Thanks for watching. This were Okonkwo." Chidi looked at the board. It had photos, numbers, lists, and maps. It looked confusing. Okonkwo said, "This event is very important. Big guests will come. The chief wants everything perfect. So we must work hard." Chidi nodded, trying to follow. "Today," Okonkwo continued, "I want you to deliver these documents to our partners around the building. Make sure nothing is missing. He handed Chidi a stack of folders. "Yes, sir," Chidi said. But as Chidi turned to leave, Okonkwo said loudly, "And try not to embarrass yourself." Some workers laughed under their breath. Chidi felt heat in his face. He held the folders tightly and walked out. He refused to let shame stop him. He would prove himself. The day was long. He went from office to office, floor to floor. He delivered files, answered questions, carried boxes, helped with decorations, and even fixed a broken printer. People watched him closely. Some were kind. Some ignored him. Some treated him like he didn't belong. But Chidi kept working. His shirt became wet with sweat. His feet ached. But he did not stop. Around noon, Chioma found him in the hallway. "Chidi, you're sweating. Are you okay?" "I'm fine," he said. "Just working. Take a break," she said. "Come, I'll show you something." She led him to a quiet balcony outside the office. The air felt fresh. The view of Lagos was wide and beautiful. Cars looked like small dots below. The sky was bright blue. "This is my favorite spot," Chioma said. "I come here to breathe." "It's beautiful," Chidi said. She looked at him. "You're doing well. I can see how hard you're trying." Chidi looked down at his hands. "I don't want to disappoint your father." "You won't," she said. Chidi smiled slowly. He felt something warm in his chest. Something he had not felt in a long time. But the moment ended when the balcony door opened. Okonkwo stepped out. His face turned dark when he saw them together. "What is this?" Chioma crossed her arms. "We are on break, Mr. Okonkwo." He ignored her and faced Chidi. "There is more work. Come now." "Yes, sir," Chidi said quickly. Chioma frowned. "Let him breathe for 1 minute." "He is not here to breathe," Okonkwo said coldly. "He is here to work." "Onman Astivo." Chidi followed him back inside. Chioma watched them leave with anger in her eyes. Okonkwo led Chidi to a small storage room filled with chairs, boxes, and decorations. "You will carry these chairs to the event hall downstairs. Ask no questions. And don't break anything." Chidi nodded. "Yes, sir." The work was heavy. Each chair was large and metal. Chidi carried them up and down the stairs because the elevator was too full. Sweat rolled down his face. His back hurt. His shirt stuck to his skin. Some workers walked past him and laughed. "That new boy is just a bag boy. Maybe he should go back to fixing cars. He won't last long." But Chidi kept working. Hours passed. His arms shook from the weight. His legs felt weak. But he did not give up. Late in the afternoon, the chief called him to the main office. Chidi washed his face quickly and walked in. The chief smiled. "Chidi, I heard you have been working hard today." Chidi, "Yes, sir," Chidi said. "Good," the chief said. "I want to talk to you." They sat near the window. "Do you know why I chose you?" the chief asked. "No, sir," Chidi replied softly. The chief leaned forward. "Because you remind me of myself when I was young. I came from nothing. I worked small jobs. I was hungry. But I never gave up. You have that same fire." Chidi felt tears in his eyes. The chief continued. "People will try to push you down, especially those who fear your potential. But you must stay strong." Chidi nodded. "I understand, sir." The chief smiled. Good. After the charity event, I want to give you more responsibility. Good. 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 Chidi's heart jumped. Yes. The chief said. I see a leader in you. Leader. Chidi almost cried, but he kept quiet and nodded. Just then, the office door opened. Okonkwo stood there with a fake smile. Chief? Sorry to disturb you. There is a small issue. What issue? The chief asked. Okonkwo stepped forward. Chidi made a mistake with the event documents. One folder is missing. One. Chidi turned quickly. Sir, I delivered all the files. Are you saying I am lying? Okonkwo snapped. Chidi froze. No, sir. The chief raised his hand. Calm down. Both of you. Let me see. Okonkwo handed the chief a half-empty file. This was supposed to be complete. Now our partner is angry. Chidi shook his head slowly. Sir, I checked them one by one. I did not lose anything. Okonkwo smirked. Maybe office work is too hard for him. The chief looked at both of them. We will check security cameras. If Chidi made a mistake, he will correct it. If not, we will find the truth. Okonkwo's face changed. No need for cameras, sir. It's a small issue. No, the chief said firmly. We will check. Okonkwo swallowed hard. Yes. Chief. EB. From God. But as the chief returned to his seat, Okonkwo shot Chidi a deadly look. A look filled with rage. Chidi felt fear in his stomach. He knew Okonkwo was planning something dangerous. The day ended with tension thick in the air. Workers left one by one. The building became quiet. Chidi walked outside slowly. The sky was turning dark. Cars zoomed past. The streetlights began to shine. He stopped near the gate and took a deep breath. He felt tired but proud. He had worked hard. Really hard. But he knew Okonkwo was not finished. He could feel it. Upstairs, Okonkwo stood by the window again. Watching Chidi leave, his voice was cold as ice. I will not let you take my place, he whispered. Tomorrow, things will get worse for you. Trouble was coming. Big trouble. The day of the charity event arrived fast. Lagos was bright and noisy that morning. The sky was blue. The wind felt warm. The city was moving quickly. And so was Chidi's heart. He woke up early, cleaned his shirt again, and prayed before leaving the hospital. His mother was getting better every day. Amara smiled at him as he left. Chidi, today go well. God day your side. I hope so, he said softly. I go pray well, she said, squeezing his hand. Chidi stepped outside. Taxis rushed by. Buses honked. Street sellers shouted. But today felt different from every other day. His hands shook a little. His mind felt heavy. Because today, he knew, something big would happen. This event was important. Powerful people were coming. Business leaders. Government officials. Foreign guests. The chief said this event was the biggest one of the year. And Chidi was part of it. But he also knew something else. Okonkwo hated him more than ever. Yesterday, Okonkwo tried to blame him for a missing document. But the chief mentioned checking the cameras. That alone made Okonkwo look nervous. And a scared enemy was more dangerous than a calm one. Chidi entered the Adeyemi Group building. The lobby was full. Workers hurried everywhere. Boxes of decorations lined the walls. Fancy flowers arrived in big crates. Security officers checked long guest lists. The whole place looked different. Busy. Loud. Important. Tunde waved from across the hall. Oga Chidi, today go hotto. Chidi smiled weakly. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You better be. Tunde joked, but his eyes looked worried. Watch your back. Some people know like good men. Chidi nodded. I know. He took the elevator to the event hall floor. When the doors opened, he gasped. The huge ballroom was decorated with golden lights, white curtains, and big screens. The place smelled like fresh flowers. Workers carried chairs, others fixed cables, some were checking microphones. Chioma rushed toward him. She wore a simple but elegant dress. Her hair was styled neatly. She looked beautiful and confident. "Chidi, thank God you came early," she said. "We have a lot to do." "What should I do?" Chidi asked. "Help with the name tags, then check the seats for VIP guests. After that, you'll assist the sound team." Chidi nodded. "I'll do everything." She smiled warmly. "I know you will." As he started working, people around watched him. Some smiled. Some ignored him. Some whispered quietly, "That's the mechanic. He is still here? Why is the chief giving him so much access?" Chidi tried to ignore them. He focused on his tasks. He checked the name tags twice. He arranged seats carefully. He helped fix a loose cable on one of the screens. He even moved heavy boxes for the decorators. Chioma kept coming back to check on him. "You're doing great," she kept saying. Her encouragement made him work even harder. Then Okonkwo entered the hall. He wore a sharp, dark suit. His face was stiff like stone. His eyes found Chidi immediately, and they filled with cold fire. Chidi kept working, pretending not to notice. Okonkwo walked to him. "You. Follow me." Chidi stood up slowly. "Yes, sir." They walked to a corner where no one was listening. Okonkwo leaned close. "Today is an important day. Do not embarrass this company. Do not embarrass the chief. And do not embarrass me. Dotable Tup Day. E. Okonkwo Gay. Resent. One of the Monses Wilv. Dotable Tup Day. Dotable Tup Day. Underday Data. Dotable Tup Day Dotable 2. "I will try my best, sir," Chidi said quietly. "Try?" Okonkwo snapped. "Trying is not enough. If you make one mistake today, just one, you're finished." Chidi nodded. Okonkwo smiled. But it wasn't a friendly smile. "Good. Now go check the storage room for the extra microphones. Bring them to me." Chidi walked away. But something felt wrong. The way Okonkwo said it, the way he smiled. It felt like a trap. He opened the storage room door, and he froze. The floor was covered with open boxes, scattered papers, and torn equipment. It looked like someone destroyed the place. His first thought hit him like a punch. Someone wants to blame me again. Before he could move, Okonkwo's voice echoed through the hallway. "What is this?" Chidi's heart dropped. Workers rushed over. Guests looked from afar. The noise grew. Okonkwo pushed past them and pointed at Chidi. "Look at this mess. You alone were sent here." I'm one." Chidi shook his head quickly. "Sir, I just entered now. Enough lies." Okonkwo shouted. "You want to ruin the event?" "I didn't do this," Chidi cried. More people gathered. The sound echoed in the hall. Chioma arrived, breathless. "What is happening?" Okonkwo pointed at Chidi again. "Your friend destroyed the storage room." Chioma's eyes widened. "Chidi? No. He would never." "You are defending him?" Okonkwo snapped. "This is serious damage. These microphones cost millions." Chidi stepped back. "I didn't break anything. I swear." Okonkwo stepped forward. "So why were you the only one we found here? Why is everything on the floor? Why are the microphones missing?" Chidi gasped. "Missing?" Okonkwo smiled coldly. "Yes. Missing. You stole them. Missing. Missing. You stole them. Missing. Missing." Gasps exploded around the room. Someone whispered, "He's a thief?" "Ah," another said. "I knew he didn't belong here." Chidi felt the world spinning. His chest tightened. His throat closed. "I didn't steal anything," he whispered. Okonkwo raised his voice. "Security! Arrest him!" 2 guards rushed forward. "Wait," Chioma shouted. You can't arrest him without proof. Okonkwo laughed. Proof? Look at the room. Who else would do this? Who else even comes here? Chidi's hands shook. His breath became fast. He wanted to speak, but his voice failed. Then a strong voice cut through the noise. Stop! Everyone turned. Chief Adeyemi walked in with a cane. His face was calm but serious. His eyes scanned the room. What is going on here? He asked. Okonkwo bowed slightly. Chief, we caught him. He destroyed the storage room. And he stole valuable equipment. That is a lie, Chidi said, shaking his head. I didn't steal anything. Okonkwo stepped forward. Chief, this boy is not trained. He is careless. He is reckless. You should have never brought him here. Now see the damage. Chidi felt tears burning in his eyes. Not from shame, from pain. Pain that someone wanted to destroy him. The chief looked at Okonkwo, then at Chidi. Where is the missing equipment? The chief asked. Okonkwo pointed at the empty shelf. Gone. The chief looked thoughtful. Then he turned to the hallway near the storage room. Bring me the security team. 2 officers walked in. Check the cameras, the chief said firmly. Every angle. Every minute. Okonkwo's face changed. His eyes widened. His breath caught. Chief, there is no need for that. There is every need. The chief said sharply. Everyone fell silent. The officers left to check the footage. The chief stepped closer to Chidi. Son, don't fear. The truth always shows itself. And Adeyan. The chief. So. Chidi nodded weakly. Minutes passed like hours. Workers whispered quietly. The room felt heavy. The tension made every breath hard. Ardna. Finally, the officers returned. Chief. We have the footage. The room stood still. Show it, the chief ordered. The officer held up a tablet. The video played. Chidi gasped. Everyone leaned closer. There, on the screen, was Okonkwo. He entered the storage room alone. He looked around. Then he kicked boxes. He pulled equipment to the floor. He tore cables. He even pushed a shelf. Gasps filled the air. Okonkwo's face became red. His lips trembled. He whispered, No. No. The video continued. Okonkwo picked up expensive microphones and shoved them into a large bag. Then he walked out. The hall exploded with noise. He did it. Ah! So he was the thief. Wicked man. He wanted to blame the mechanic. Okonkwo tried to speak. Chief. Wait. Let me explain. No, the chief said. His voice was calm but powerful. I have seen enough. Okonkwo shook his head. Chief, please. Silence, the chief said, and for the first time, Okonkwo obeyed. The chief pointed at the guards. Take him away. Those 9, Okonkwo shouted. No! Chief, please! I have served this company for years. Don't do this to me. You did it to yourself, the chief said coldly. You tried to destroy an innocent man. The guards grabbed Okonkwo's arms. He kicked. He screamed. He begged. But no one listened. They dragged him out of the hall as he shouted, You will regret this, all of you. The room went silent after he disappeared. The chief turned to Chidi. His eyes softened. My son, I am sorry. You suffered because someone feared your rise. Chidi wiped his eyes. Sir, thank you for believing me. Chidi wiped his. Sir, thank you for believing me. Chioma stepped beside him, touching his shoulder gently. I knew you didn't do anything. Chidi breathed deeply. Relief washed over him like cool water. The chief raised his cane. Everyone, return to work. The event must continue. And let it be known this young man is innocent. The workers nodded. Some even clapped for Chidi as they walked away. Chidi felt his legs shaking. Chioma helped him sit on a chair. You did nothing wrong. She said softly. Thank you. He whispered. The chief smiled proudly. Chidi, because you stayed honest, this event will be a success. The rest of the day went smoothly. The event began in the evening. Important guests arrived. Music played. Lights shone. The hall looked beautiful. During the event, the chief gave a speech. He said, "Tonight we celebrate kindness, courage, and truth." One young man reminded me what true character is. Everyone looked at Chidi. He felt shy, but he also felt proud. Truly proud. He had survived the trap. He had defeated the lies. He had proven his worth. But he had no idea what reward was coming next. The biggest surprise was still waiting for him, a surprise that would change his whole life. The event ended after many long hours, but the feelings inside Chidi's chest did not end. Even when the last guest walked out and the music stopped, his heart was still beating fast. His hands still shook a little. His breathing felt heavy but full. The hall was quiet now. The bright lights had dimmed. Only a few workers were left folding chairs and packing wires. Chidi stood near the back of the hall, staring at the empty stage. Just a few hours ago, the whole place had been full of noise, lights, cameras, rich people, laughter, and important speeches. And in the middle of all that, he had been accused, blamed, almost arrested, almost destroyed. But the truth saved him. The truth always saves. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He still heard the guests clapping. He still heard the chief's speech saying he had courage and a good heart. He still saw the moment Okonkwo's lies were exposed on camera. He still felt the shock of hearing the chief say, "You are innocent." Those words played again and again in his mind. They felt like a warm blanket over his heart. A soft voice broke the quiet moment. "Chidi." He turned. Chioma stood behind him. Her dress sparkled under the soft lights. Her face looked tired but calm. She walked closer, her heels clicking lightly on the shiny floor. "You should sit," she said. "You've been standing for too long." Chidi shook his head. "I'm fine." "You're not," she said. "I saw your face when everything was happening. It was too much." Chidi exhaled slowly. I thought my life was finished, but it wasn't." Chioma said softly. "You fought the right way. You stayed calm. You told the truth. That's what saved you." Chidi looked down at his hands. "I didn't save myself. Your father saved me." Chioma smiled. "He saved you because he believes in you, not because he felt sorry for you. He knows your heart, and so do I. He knows us together." Chidi's chest warmed again. He didn't know what to say. For a moment, they both stood quietly in the empty hall. Workers continued packing in the back, but the world felt small, just the two of them and the soft lights. "I'm proud of you," Chioma whispered. Chidi looked up slowly. Their eyes met. He saw kindness in her eyes. Respect. Maybe even something more. Something soft and warm. Before he could say anything, a guard walked inside. "Chidi," he said. "The chief wants to see you in his office." Chioma nodded. "Go. He won't call you this late unless it's important." Chidi straightened his shirt and walked out of the hall. The hallway felt long and quiet. His steps echoed on the floor. His heart started to beat fast again, not with fear like before, but with nervous excitement. He took the elevator up to the top floor. The doors opened to the silent hallway with soft lights. He walked to the chief's office. The door was open, and warm yellow light spilled into the hallway. "Come in," the chief said gently when he saw Chidi. Chidi entered and bowed lightly. The chief sat at his desk, the soft city lights glowing behind him. His cane rested beside him. He looked tired but peaceful. "Sit, my son," the chief said. Chidi sat on the leather chair. He waited quietly, folding his hands. The chief looked at him for a long moment. Then he said, "Tonight, you proved something important." Chidi blinked. "Sir?" The chief stood slowly and came closer, leaning on his cane. "You proved that courage is stronger than lies. You proved that honesty is more powerful than fear. You proved that character always wins." Chidi lowered his head. "Thank you, sir. I watched everything today," the chief continued. I saw how calm you stayed when Okonkwo shouted. I saw how you didn't panic when people accused you. I saw how you trusted the truth, even when everyone looked at you like a thief. Chidi swallowed hard. It was very hard. Sir, I know, the chief said softly. But you stood tall. And that is the sign of a leader. Chidi's eyes filled with tears. He wiped them quickly. The chief walked back to his desk and picked up a folder sealed with gold. He opened it slowly. Chidi, he said, I am giving you a new position in this company. Chidi's heart stopped. You will no longer be an assistant, the chief said. From today, you are the project coordinator for Adeyemi Group. A full staff member, with full benefits, a strong salary, and direct training under me. Chidi covered his face with his hands. His body shook. He had never felt this kind of joy before. Not once in his life. Sir, I don't know what to say, he whispered. Say yes, the chief said with a smile. Say you will work with your whole heart. Say you will work with your whole heart. Chidi lowered his hands. His eyes were red, but his smile was wide. Yes, sir. I will give everything. I will not fail you. You won't, the chief said. Because your heart is good. Then he placed his hand on Chidi's shoulder. Tomorrow, we begin training. Today, go home and rest. You have a big future waiting for you. No. Chidi stood and bowed deeply. Then he walked out of the office, feeling like the whole world had changed under his feet. Outside, Chioma waited for him again. Well? She asked with a hopeful smile. Chidi held up the letter. He promoted me. Chioma gasped and clapped her hands. I told you. I knew it. She hugged him tightly. He froze, then slowly hugged her back. Her hair smelled like soft perfume. Her arms felt warm. When she stepped back, her eyes shone with pride. You deserve everything coming to you, she said softly. They walked out of the building together, talking quietly. The night breeze felt cool on Chidi's face. The stars above Lagos twinkled like little lights cheering for him. When he reached the hospital, he ran inside. Amara saw him and screamed with joy. Chidi, you got a promotion? Yes, Chidi said, laughing and crying at the same time. She hugged him so tight he could barely breathe. God, thank you. They rushed into their mother's room. She was sitting up, healthier now, breathing easier. Mama, Chidi said, kneeling beside her. I have news. What news, my son? She asked gently. He handed her the letter. Her hands shook as she read it. Tears filled her eyes. Chidi, God has remembered us, she whispered. He hugged her. We will not suffer again, Mama. You will get the best care. Amara will go back to school. Our lives will change. She cupped his face with her weak hands. I always knew you would rise. Chidi cried softly as he held her close. 6 months later, Chidi could hardly recognize himself. He stood in the bathroom of his new office floor, adjusting his suit. It was dark blue, smooth, and perfect. His shoes shined. His ID badge read, Chidi Okafor, Project Manager at Adeyemi Group. His reflection looked confident, strong, grown. He walked through the office. Workers smiled at him. Good morning, Manager Chidi. Sir, can you approve this? Chidi, we need your advice on the new project. He no longer felt small. He no longer felt scared. He walked with confidence. He spoke clearly. He made decisions. The company trusted him. He also remembered the ones who helped him. Every week, he visited other humble workers, drivers, cleaners, mechanics. He talked to them kindly. He gave them advice. He understood their struggles because he had lived the same life. And every day, Chioma visited his office. At first it was work meetings. Then it became friendly talks. Then they sometimes had lunch together. Now, they laughed easily, shared ideas, and looked comfortable next to each other. People whispered about them, but it didn't bother either of them. One afternoon, the chief called Chidi to the top office. Chidi knocked lightly. "Come in," the chief said. Chidi entered. The chief smiled proudly. "Chidi, sit." He sat. The chief looked at him for a long moment. "You have grown fast. Because of you, sir," Chidi said. "No," the chief said. "Because of who you are," he continued. "Your work has changed this company. Your ideas have helped our new projects. Your honesty has changed the staff. You remind everyone here that greatness starts from the ground, not from money." Chidi bowed his head. "Thank you, sir. To bring. The chief stood up slowly, leaning on his cane. "If you keep growing like this, one day, this company will need you more than it needs me." Chidi's eyes widened. "Sir, I could never—" "You can," the chief said firmly. "You will." Chidi felt tears build again. He blinked them away. The chief put a hand on his shoulder. "I am grooming you for leadership. Big leadership. Prepare yourself for something greater." Chidi nodded slowly. "I won't disappoint you. I won't disappoint you. I won't disappoint you. You never have," the chief said. After the meeting, Chidi stood by the large window overlooking Lagos. Cars looked small. Buildings stretched far. The sky glowed orange as the sun set. He thought about everything: the burning SUV, the fear, the accusations, the lies, the truth, the promotion, his mother's healing, his new respect, his new future. He felt thankful. He felt proud. He felt strong. But most of all, he still felt humble. Chidi stood there, watching Lagos move like a giant living story. He remembered the boy he used to be. Poor, scared, tired, lost. He remembered the night on the highway when he ran into fire without thinking. He remembered how one brave choice changed everything. It taught him something powerful. Courage can open doors that look impossible. Honesty can protect you when the world attacks you. Hard work can lift you from the ground to the sky. And a clean heart can take you to places money cannot buy. He touched the glass window and whispered, "I came from nothing. Yet look, where I am now. Remember, Anderfe." He felt ready for more. Ready for bigger challenges. Ready for bigger dreams. Ready for a future he once thought was impossible. Maybe one day he would lead the whole company. Maybe one day he would help others rise the same way he did. Maybe he would even have love beside him. He smiled softly. "My journey is not ending. It is just starting." If this story touched your heart, hit like and subscribe now. Share your own story of unexpected blessings in the comments below.